Okay. Right. So this evening is all about, well, morning for some of you, evening for me here in Germany. This evening is all about coping with, handling, overwhelm, and giving you 3 techniques to help you with those times of overwhelm. So when I'm talking about overwhelm, I'm talking about those feelings that we have perhaps when we're at work, when we're around our friends, our family, or just generally out in public, and you have those trigger situations. Perhaps it's a newborn baby crying, or it's other pregnant women. It's really, really hard. And we have so many feelings on a roller coaster ride of anger, sadness, guilt, feeling alone, wanting to run away. There's just so much going on. And it just seems so unfair that we're going through this. And like everyone around us seems to be, going on with their normal life. And it just doesn't seem right to us. Why are we going through all of this when everyone else seems to be okay? So one of the first tips, and it's really, really simple. So tip 1 is to find balance. So what do I mean by finding balance? Like really making sure that you get out, go into nature, or is it your sport? Is it your yoga? Find that thing, your balance that's going to really serve you. It might be simply going for a walk in the forest, if you've got a forest nearby, and connecting with nature. If you've got water nearby, and going to the beach and sitting quietly, letting the wind blow through, your hair, your feelings, your emotions, and allowing yourself to really be connected and quiet. And it's all on the healing side, connecting ourselves with Mother Nature is incredibly healing. And when I'm doing healings, energy healings, that's the first thing I do is really go deep into that healing space and connect with Mother Nature, who really supports us and gives us so much energy. So getting out there in the elements, maybe calming our minds with yoga, going cycling, whichever your sport is, but really making sure that you do it. And if you can do it daily, then that's even better and really helpful. Okay. So it's very simple, but sometimes we really have to force ourselves to do it. And sometimes it can feel so much easier to stay in the comfort of our own 4 walls and hide away from the world. But it really will do you the world of good to get out and just connect. Okay, so that's the first one. Now, the second one is to start your day. Start your day in a good way, because how you start your day determines how your day continues. So if you're starting your day on a positive note, it's a lot easier to continue your day on a positive note. And I know just how hard it is to get out of bed some mornings. We wake up and the first things, the first thoughts that come into your mind are already giving you a hard time. This inner voice, this inner chit chat starts like, oh no, another day, telling yourself bad things about yourself, negative stories about yourself, giving yourself a really hard time. Now it is possible to change this, okay? Now your morning routine is really important in those first 5 seconds when you first wake up, because before your brain kicks into gear, you have about 5 seconds before those thoughts get going. And in those 5 seconds, that's the trick for you to already come in and think like 2 or 3 positive statements about yourself, gratefulness statements, thankfulness statements, affirmations, so positive statements. And they can be so simple, but they make all the world of difference, because you're telling your brain to start the positive flow of thoughts instead of spiraling down into the negative flow. So you're attracting more positive into your day that way. So if you have perhaps a journal by your bed, or even just a piece of paper, write down those statements for yourself, that you remind yourself, that it's just by your side. Put them next to your bed, because if sometimes you're struggling in the morning, you can easily just open up a book, your journal, or look at that piece of paper where you've written down your 3 or 4 gratitude and affirmation statements, and read them through to yourself. My way of doing it is I just really force myself when I first wake up. I'm like, okay, what are my positive statements for today? Okay, I'm grateful for a good night's sleep. I'm so happy about my comfortable bed. I'm grateful for the birds singing, and really simple things like that. And then I will tell myself, I am positive, I am grounded, I am confident, I am a warrior woman, all those kind of statements. And then I feel ready to swing my legs out of bed and then get up. Now, I do have a more detailed morning routine, but those are the real key starters for your day. If you can catch those first 5 seconds and bring in that positivity, then it will really, really help you. Now, in March, it was early March, I had a healing wholeness week in the group, and I've put it above where this video is in the group. There's a whole comments box. If you look in there, you'll find the link to the healing wholeness week, where I made a video about morning routines. And there I go into much more detail about different techniques when you first wake up in the morning, like shaking, what you say to yourself, how do you breathe. There's about 5 different techniques in there. So just take your time, follow the link and go through that. And there's also an eBooklet in there that I've created during the Healing Wholeness Week that you can save to your own files, keep it for yourself, or print it out and just flick through it and take what you need from it. But it's a really good guide to help you, especially with the morning routine. And it's something we have to really remind ourselves about some days. Yeah, the same about finding your balance. Set those goals for yourself to really make sure that you are doing these small techniques each and every day, because they do make a world of difference to you. Now, a friend of mine, a really good friend of mine, everyone's got their, close girl group of friends, maybe 4 or 5 girls that you hang out with that you've known for quite a long time. And this friend of mine was in this girl group and hadn't been responding to our messages for quite a few months. And we thought, what's happening? Why doesn't she want to come out with us anymore? And a couple of my friends were getting quite offended by it, thinking that she just didn't want to be around us anymore. And it was when she got the invite, well, she was sent the invite to my other best friend's wedding, who was part of our girl group. When my friend received the invite, she actually turned it down and told, like, an excuse. I knew it was an excuse about why she couldn't come. And I've known her for many years, and I thought, something really isn't right there. I trusted my intuition. I really trusted it. And basically, I wrote to her and asked her if she was struggling with pregnancy. And she wrote back to me and said, Vicky, how did you know? And she knew that I am a healer. She'd had healing sessions with me in the past. And we got working together. I helped her then once she really realized that she wanted to change things, because it was really hurting her as well, not being able to hang out with her friends. And she was the kind of girl who loved to dance. She's Latin American and loves to wear her heels and go out and dance. And she was missing out on all of that because she was just feeling so bad about herself, those feelings of guilt and sadness and not being able to face going out. And after our second session together of really working deep on all those feelings and emotions, those feelings and emotions that we have, we bury them deep within ourselves. And we work together to release them really gently at a deep healing level so that she could feel confidence and empowerment again. And really letting go of those emotions and talking to those emotions in a controlled and safe way through healing really just helped for her to be able to face any kind of trigger situation, because she knew after that her feelings were in control. She knew that she wasn't just going to break down or, fall apart, which I think is something that we're really all scared of. And she felt so much better. And she still uses these techniques that I'm talking about today in her daily routine as well. Because she says if she doesn't, then you can easily slip back. I know it for myself. I use the techniques every day as well. That's why I'm giving them to you to really help you on your healing pathway. So that was 2 techniques. The third technique, and I'm sure you've probably heard me talking about it before, and I will always talk about it because it is so powerful. And that's the power of our breathing, the power of breath, and also using aromatherapy as a combination. So aromatherapy is the power of uplifting scents. So plant extracts. If you think about roses, how roses make you feel when you see beautiful roses growing on a bush and you go and smell a beautiful rose. That sense of well-being, of calm, that lovely smell. We all love roses. Or lavender, brushing past a lavender bush. You feel like you could grab all that lavender and scoop it up because it just smells so divine. And that's what I'm talking about, using those supportive scents to really help you to feel that confidence that you need. I use small bottles like this one. I've always got them in my pocket, in my handbag, and putting dabs on and breathing into them. I'm a person who doesn't like to go shopping. I find it very overwhelming at a supermarket because I'm a very empathetic person. I quite easily feel what other people are feeling. But when I'm feeling my scent, when I'm breathing that in, I feel like I'm protected and in a separate place to what I would have been before, and then I would have been struggling. And when you are feeling those feelings of overwhelm and perhaps feeling trapped in a situation and you can't just run away from a situation, then turn to your breathing. Just take a step back within yourself and concentrate on finding that calm in your breath. Because that breath, that's your source of life. Your life source is your breath. And it's something that you can practice when you're at home in a comfortable environment and really get used to how that feels when you've taken those 3 or 4 deep breaths and let them in slowly, like counting in slowly to 5 or 7, however it's comfortable for you, and holding, and then just letting it out slowly and just concentrating on your breathing, only your breathing. And it's amazing the power and the calmness that it brings to you. Just try it next time when you're feeling overcome with some kind of emotion. Remind yourself to take that step back and breathe. And if you do have a scent to hand, then use your scent, breathe it in as well. Or if you know that you're going to be going into a situation, like I said, with me going shopping, then I use the scent already. I've got it behind my ears so I can always smell it. It's on my pressure points. If I'm going with a mask, then I have it on the side of my mask as well, because then it's always with me. And so with the breathing, really just calm down, breathe in, counting to 5 when you're breathing in, and just concentrate on the counting, nothing else. Holding it for 2 or 3, and then breathing it out slowly to 5 or 7. And repeat that 3 or 4 times until you've found that space where you're feeling that calm again. And if you're new to scents and oils and aromatherapy, then do reach out and I can guide you with which ones I love to use, which ones are my favorites, so that you can use them to help you through your everyday as well. Now, I know we're all different and we all have our different types of struggles that we are finding the most overwhelming. You know, some of us have immense feelings of grief. Others have situations of anger when they just want to scream and shout, perhaps at their partner, perhaps at other friends, or perhaps you're in that place where you just want to hide away from the world. So what I've got for you this week is I'm offering everybody a 20-minute call. So you can come and have a chat with me and we can look at your main struggle, at your main situation that's really giving you a hard time, where you're really feeling overwhelmed, and just dig a little bit deeper into it for you and find that strategy, that survival strategy that's really personal to you, that will help you feel just more confident, that little bit more confident when you're next facing a trigger situation, that you know that you've got the strength inside yourself to cope with it and make it through. And once you got that knowing, it brings so much more confidence and you can feel ready to go out. You can feel ready to be in that family situation. You can feel ready to hang out with your friends again because you know that you've got that personal survival tool that will help you, that will really help you. So do reach out and organise a call with me. My calendar's open to the end of this week. After that, it's holiday time for a couple of weeks. So make sure you do check out my calendar now, that you can have a call with me by the end of the week. So I'm really looking forward to hearing from you. If anybody's got any questions, then always reach out. You can send me a private message or simply comment below. And if you're watching the replay, then add #replay and let me know that you've watched it and how you're feeling. So I'll be live again next week on Tuesday. So come and join me again then. For now, take care. Bye bye.